Welcome back. So here we are going to look at the step one of integrating gender into our design, gender analysis. It is a systematic analytical process of identifying, understanding, and describing gender differences and understand gender roles, division of levels, resources, constraints, needs, opportunities, and capacities and interests of men and women, girls and boys. So here what we are saying, we want to understand the context. So this will help us to understand the context, the local issues, norms, and strategies, and will help us to develop approaches to address gender inequalities because we understand the differences that are there, the roles that are there, the labor that has been set aside for women and men, the resources that are exposed to men and women, the constraints, the challenges that are there for these groups, and the needs that they have, the opportunities and the capacities that each of these group will be having, and their interest. Then after understanding this, we will able to approach and address the gender equalities. So let's look at what we are going to consider in gender analysis. So we are going to look at the differences in status of men and women. For example, when we want to be gender aware and gender transformative in our project of key years, we want to see the status. What proportion of young men are unemployed and what proportion of young women are unemployed. Gender roles and norms on what males and females do, including their participating in leadership and decision making. Here what we're saying is when we are having this group of people, men and women, what do they do? What is the responsibility of a man according to that context, according to that time, and according to that culture? What is expected from a man? What is expected from a woman? Are they responsible for decision making? So for example, in a community, for example, like mine, men are expected to provide for a family. So they are expected to be employed. So that is a pressure that a man has. So you can think that the men will be affected by this pressure. But in female case, for them to avoid the criticism and everything around being unemployed, they tend to entertain men at younger age. So that is maybe early marriages. So that will also have an effect on them. This will happen because of what they do. And also this will affect the intervention that we are going to come up with. Constraints and opportunities for narrowing the gender gaps and empowering women. So when our project has an opportunities of narrowing the gender gap and what are the issues of addressing this gender gap, then we are analyzing our gender issues. Differential impact policies and programs have had on males and females, both unintended and positive as well as negative. So here what we are saying, there is a project that has been addressing some issues, maybe close to what we are addressing now, or have addressed something else. But what was the outcome, impact of this project according to male and female? For example, another project was trying to solve the problem of unemployment by using technical colleges. And how was the outcome of male and female by this project? Differential impact of planned project activities on men and women, boys and girls. So here what we are saying, what was the project, another project maybe like ours, has planned project activities to address the issues of this gender. That is gender analysis. In our next class, that is the first step. In the next step, we are going to look at gender definition. That is, what do we expect in output, outcome, and impact, and make sure that they do not differ among the genders. Among the gender. Enjoy learning.